doesn't matter if you're coming from a completely woo-woo, like the secret perspective, or you're coming from the completely opposite end, like the science perspective, because it is about energy and attraction. So
I guess the point was like, I'm trying out this new thing called fake it till you make it. All right. I mean, that's it. It's like, oh, just keep saying it and then it will happen.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
Hi, I'm Erica.
Hey, Erica. This is our podcast.
Well, what do we do on the podcast?
We talk to wellness experts.
Well, what do we talk about?
Wellness stuff.
And why are we doing this?
Because we want to have an inclusive conversation about things that you can actually use and apply to your life.
Right. We don't think that wellness should feel preachy. We think it should feel like everybody can participate.
That's right. So if you like what you hear, tell a friend. Give us 5 stars. They're all free.
All of the above.
All of the above.
And think of us as your navigators on the bumpy highway to well.
Happy holidays, everyone. We're just making a little fire and talking about stuff.
a fireside chat, we like to call it.
It's a fireside chat.
Unless it burns the house down. Oh my. This is not recommended at home. Do not try this at home.
All right. Well, anyway, we're just going to talk about a couple quick things at the end of 2020.
2022, actually.
Whatever. It's always 2020. Basically, for the next 5 years, it's going to be 2020.
That is
We're
true.
doing a little bit of a modality inventory. Is that, would you say that's appropriate?
Yeah, it's
Tick off.
some stuff that we tried just to see what happened.
What happened, what helped in 2020, so that next year we can really bring our
In 2021.
full selves
Yeah.
to the table in 2020. I really feel like 2021 is going to be a much better year.
I know, I do too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to feel different.
It's gonna be big.
Phew, it's like, wow, survived that pandemic. I mean,
Hey, co-founders of Earth and Star here. Real quick. What if we told you that your morning cup of coffee could deliver powerful immune support, keep dementia at bay, and help you sleep like a baby?
Or that you could improve your gut health and reduce inflammation with a delicious daily gummy?
You'd probably say we're full of shiitake.
Well, it can. And as it turns out, all of these powerful health benefits are hiding right under our feet, literally, in the form of functional mushrooms, sometimes referred to as adaptogens.
Adaptogens. They are fancy plants and fungi chock full of science-backed benefits to help your body restore, defend, and perform every single day. Earth and Star is our line of super premium adaptogen-infused goodies.
Goodies. What do we got? We've got organic ground coffee in dark roast, hazelnut, even decaf for people like me. And they're all boosted with a powerful dose of adaptogen extracts to give you the most delicious morning brew with zero crash, zero jitters, zero for real.
Talk to me. I like it. But is it actual coffee or that weird muddy tasting coffee replacement that you have to like mix and froth and then convince yourself it tastes good?
Tastes good and not like mud, you mean? No, because it's actual coffee. We just added in the extracts. So you get extracts for powerful focus, sustained energy, no anxiety, no big whoop.
And if that's not your thing, we've also got dark chocolate bars. I mean, come on, they're organic, 72% cacao with delicious flavors like mint, orange, sea salt, and all with no weird crap or additives. Most likely you have a daily chocolate habit anyway, so why not make it super delicious and functional while you're at it?
And what's that? You still need an easier way to make this adaptogen habit stick?
I see what you did there. I see where you're going.
Done. I know. Here's what I did. We've got gummies too. Get it? They stick.
Nice.
And we managed to pack a therapeutic dose into just 2 little vegan gummies.
Two, not 4 or 6, because come on, people, no grown-ass adult needs 6 gummies a day. But if you do, no judgments.
No judgments. And no, Earth and Star products do not taste like mushrooms. We will legit give you your money back if you taste even the slightest hint of shroominess. Our products are just like the ones you are already consuming regularly. Real coffee, real chocolate, etc. They are just boosted with functionality to help you adapt every day.
Adapt every day with all the stuff that comes our way. Oh my God, I just did a rhyme.
That was good.
That's pretty good. So check us out at earthandstar.com or follow us at Earth and Star Co. And if you want 15% off, you can use the code HTW on your first order.
So we're here having a little fireside chat, as you can see. Because it's that time of the year.
Because it's crispy, cozy season, cuffing season.
And we're just going to take, I don't know, just going to do a little few minute, like a very quick check-in.
A little free association.
Little free association, a little improv. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Did you learn anything applicable?
Did I learn anything?
Yeah, did you learn anything new that you didn't know last year at this time? Like skills-wise.
Yeah. I learned that, mostly in like, I would say a lot of, I think I learned a lot of like child rearing techniques specific to ADHD, which has been very interesting, and how to engage with that special brain. I won't get into that, but if you want, you can check it out. Dr. Becky has all the, no, I'm just kidding. She does have like all the answers to everything else though. She's like the child whisperer. Anyway, new techniques, new learnings. No, I learned nothing. It's 2022, I learned nothing.
I mean, it's not possible. It's more just what's top of mind. Did you learn how to cook anything new?
No, we're not doing that. Okay. We're thinking questions from the audience.
I think you've got a caller on the line.
I think we're a little constipated right now emotionally. No one's feeling very transparent or candid or like sharing anything. So what I've learned in reflection is to be more guarded. I've learned to be more guarded. I've learned to not trust as easily. I've learned to be less giving because I'm
spent?
Potentially, excuse me, I think I just spent. I'm potentially, I overextend and I'm potentially too generous. And I think that oftentimes, while there are people who are very appreciative of that, I think that there are also people who take advantage of that. And so that has been a learning for me. I would say like, maybe over the past 2 years, yeah. And let me tell you what, it's still going on. It got litigious. It's kind of a yucky story, but I'm not going to share it here. But that was actually a big boundaries setting, kind of like trust your gut situations. I think I've really learned to stop second guessing when I get that little like, something's a little off about this relationship right now. I'm not talking about my husband, by the way, just so we make that clear. But like, he did not steal from me. But yeah, no, I think it's like when you get that little like ding, ding, ding. I think I ignored it and I chalked it up to funny COVID behavior. Like, oh, this person's acting like a little odd because they're just...
Because the world's upside down.
Because the world's upside down and everyone's acting odd and maybe not their best selves. But like at the end of the day, this person was like totally taking me for a ride. And I was like, benefit of the doubt, over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky because not everybody is actually that cagey or not above board. So you want to continue giving people the benefit of the doubt that deserve it, but the ones that it's hard to parse out at that point. So now just nobody across the board gets benefit of the doubt.
So this is the tricky thing. And this is something that kind of tripped me up in a recent hypnotherapy session.
How recent?
About 4 hours ago. Actually 2. First one, but it's an interesting process. You don't sort of TikTok fall asleep and like go into a weird trance, but it was more about sort of like build it and they will come kind of thing. Just like whatever you think, you attract, right? Mm-hmm. It's a very basic law of attraction. Is that Newton's third law? I think it is. It's basically like karma, right? It's like the thing, whatever.
It's about energy.
It's the energy circle,
energetic
right?
flow, where they say where your attention goes, energy flows, all of that.
Yes. So anyway, it was kind of like, that was the issue where I was like, so I'm supposed to just like trick my brain into thinking like, because right now I'm stuck in like the pattern of like, I was totally betrayed by someone. They literally robbed me and now I will never trust again.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
And so it's not a positive feeling. And now I'm just going to keep attracting that because that's what I'm thinking. So the hypnotherapy is literally like, just keep repeating it to yourself and your subconscious. You will give that message to your subconscious, and therefore you're supposed to believe that, and you will consciously sort of like act in that way, and therefore like attract trustworthy people.
Right. So the opposite of that thought is that everybody is trustworthy, and
it's more like I am trusting. Like
right.
I feel, or like I don't know. She's like, don't use do not, right? But like. I feel trusting, I guess it would be, right?
That's hard.
It's hard because it's just like, it just feels very like mechanical.
Right.
And it's hard to believe, right, that something so mechanical as like saying something to yourself over and over again, therefore like saying it to your subconscious is going to just create that conscious like energy.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore attract all of these feelings. And then you become that thing that you're thinking. I mean, it's like very, it just seems so like, it's like, because this part is not going to like let me just believe that.
Right. Right. Well, that's believing it. That's the biggest part. It's like and this goes to, it's interesting because it doesn't matter if you're coming from a completely woo-woo, like The Secret perspective, or you're coming from the completely opposite end, like the science perspective, because it is about energy and attraction. So
I guess the point was like, I'm trying out this new thing called fake it till you make it. All right. I mean, that's it. It's like, just keep saying it and then it will happen.
It's called manifesting.
I'm not, yes. I mean, I don't know. Is that?
I know. It's tricky. It's a hard bus to get on.
Are you on it?
I've been on it intermittently, and I feel like when I am on it, I can feel the difference in the way that I kind of am moving through my day and my world. And, they say that like kind of coincidences and little like synchronicities that the universe shows you, like you're on the right path, right? And then the days that I'm not on it feel very, very different. And I've definitely been very intermittently on and off of it.
We're talking about intermittent manifestation. Can we coin that?
Yes. I practice I am.
Some days I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am believing that all these things can happen. Yeah.
I am wanting. I am doing. I am succeeding.
I am happy. I am healthy. What does Brian do?
I feel happy. I feel healthy. I feel terrific.
That's when he used to sell Bibles door to door.
Not Bibles.
Encyclopedias. Books.
Reference
textbooks. Okay. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that, which is, that's what I was doing a couple hours ago. It was really relaxing though, hypnotherapy. Oh my God, you're basically just meditating. You're lying down at some point. And it was, you did it.
Yeah. The thing I found most fascinating about it was that I was aware of her voice while I was, in that kind of state. I could hear everything she was saying. And the sort of, monologue in my head was going, well, you're not actually under. You're hearing all this. You're hearing everything she's saying. Like, you're not hypnotized. You're just hearing all the things she's saying. And then I swear to you, as soon as I came out of it, I did not remember a single thing that she said. And I still can't.
I remember you saying that. Huh?
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, something got in there. And it just sort of wormed its way in. And, it's still working some magic, hopefully.
There was a moment where I love that she was like, don't go about your day. Don't analyze
don't talk about it.
And I immediately sit down and I'm like, guess what we're going to talk about? It's like I can't help myself.
No. Well, it's interesting.
It's
fun
interesting.
to just like get in your brain and play around
Well,
all the
I
levers.
know, but there was definitely a moment where I got a little bit nervous.
You did?
Yeah. And I thought she was going to like really trick me into something.
Because you're trusting. It's working.
It's true. I was like, no, I'm not
she's
going to relax
play
that
me.
much.
She's going to play me.
Not
She's
again.
gonna take my money and
Not
run.
again. But I had, well, whatever. Anyway, she didn't, and it wasn't that scary. But I did have a hard time like fully letting go.
Yeah, of
because I thought I
course.
was gonna have some moment. You know, like Get Out. You remember that movie, Get Out? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the moment where he's being hypnotized by the woman, and he's
Yeah,
like
with the
sitting in the
tea.
chair, and she's just like swirling the thing, and then he like sort of sinks into that K-hole,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What are you doing to me?" And she's kind of that. I had that going
Yeah.
through my mind.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of K-holes, I could talk about mine.
Let's talk about your K-hole.
Yeah. I've been playing with a K-hole. I've been playing with my K-hole.
Oh my God. We're really just okay.
We just specialize in innuendo. That's
Yeah,
really just
I mean,
what
that's it.
happens. Yeah, well, I said I wasn't necessarily going to talk about it until I've had more experience, but I think even just the preliminary experience is separate from whatever else is going to happen. But I did my first ketamine-assisted psychotherapy journey last week. And I mean, it definitely, in retrospect, I think the main experience in the first session is really just learning what your dosage is. And what I learned is that I can tolerate more than initially expected. So I didn't really get very far, but I did get far enough that I felt like I'm on the edge of something interesting and I will be able to go further next time. And I definitely want to. But I had it was just, I don't know. It was, there's like, they talk about dissociation, which is where you really feel like a complete disconnect between your brain and your body. And I definitely had that for a few minutes, not for very long, which can be very disorienting and like scary. And it started happening right, because what I did was you start generally with a lozenge, and that's like the first dose, and you let it dissolve in your mouth. And then if nothing happens, you can either do another lozenge or you can do intramuscular like injection. And so I did 2 lozenges.
You stick it right in your K-hole.
You stick it right in your K-hole. I did 2 lozenges and not a whole lot happened. Like I definitely felt a little wobbly, but I didn't feel that sense of dissociation. And so then I asked him to do, to administer the shot, and like it happens really, really fast. And so as he was doing it,
I mean, you feel it really fast?
yeah, it comes on really fast when you have the shot. Well, especially because I already had the lozenge in my system. So as it came on, I could feel that the doctor was like still kind of very close to me. And I had a little similar thing to what you're describing. I was like, I don't really know this person very well. Like, is this something?
He was giving you like Cosby vibes?
No, God, no.
I don't know.
I mean, I can't actually remember what he looks like. In my mind's eye, he's like Stephen Sondheim. Like, that's all I can see. He's like 80 years old. Yes, this 80-year-old man that drugged me on his couch.
No Cosby association whatsoever.
No,
Interesting.
none.
Okay, go on.
But anyway, it was cool. Like I said, I didn't get far enough to really feel like I had a journey, but it was more like I sort of like knocked on the door of it. But I need to get a little bit more comfortable with him too, because I feel like, it was like I was very aware of my presence in the room and his presence in the room, even though I was also simultaneously off someplace very, very different. But I don't know. It was cool. It definitely was like, there was like a dimension, like a dimensional experience that I've never had before. And I've done mushrooms, done a little bit like hallucinogens and that kind of thing.
Shh. Kidding. I've done some things. But no,
Wait, have you ever done ketamine like recreationally?
No, because I grew up in a time where, I've heard my mouth, it was sort of like the same, it's like kind of similar to LSD, right? Like now it's being approved, it's being used therapeutically. Ketamine at the time was like,
It's a party drug.
Scary. It was like, no, you go in a K-hole. It's like horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
People, like,
Well, those
people
were the
were using it
cautionary
right.
tales that we heard.
Right.
But I asked a friend of ours, who shall remain nameless, I was like, have you ever done ketamine recreation? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, of course.
Who's it? Just whisper in my ear.
Well, her name rhymes with
It doesn't matter. But
Point is, we know a lot of people who have done it recreationally. And
Totally. Yeah, I know people who've done it.
Yeah.
Plenty. Yeah. But when I grew up in the Barbara Bush era,
Yeah.
also, so
It was Nancy Reagan.
or whatever. But anyway, yeah.
Really Aunt Nancy.
We were scared. How's our fire? Fire's looking good, huh? It's hot. I'm sweating my teeth off over here. But there are some people who shout, did your camera go off? It did. We're not recording. Good thing we have my janky. The sweater is not really photographing well. Anyway, there are some people who think that ketamine is going to be very addictive, and that we're going to find out after we've legalized it that we're going to have a bunch of people who are addicted to ketamine.
Yeah, well, there are already people that are using it therapeutically that then end up finding ways to continue accessing it to just like take home and use on their own, which obviously is the risk.
That's the risk.
But
I don't know. We'll see.
in the meantime,
We shall keep exploring.
yeah, just gonna get in the K. I didn't actually get into the K hole.
No, gotta get in there. Get in the K-hole. Coal.
All this in the name of self-improvement, right? I mean, this is why
Well-
we're doing all of these things.
What other weird shit should we do in 20? So that's 2022.
That's definitely the weirdest thing that I've done. I did quite a few things in
You've done
that
weirder things.
area. I mean, the hypnotherapy, the bars work. That was kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that stuff. Some Reiki,
Some tapping. We're just gonna do all the
tapping.
things. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the tapping thing is interesting because that also has to do with like tricking your system. Oh, right. Yeah.
It's the same as it. This is a little nervous system band, and it's called Apollo Neuro. And it's kind of like emotional tapping. It's
Yeah.
like very subtly talking to your nervous system, telling it to do whatever. Calm down, meditate, focus, relax, go to sleep, be
Yeah.
more open, be whatever. So it depends on
But
the setting.
that's having like the actual therapeutic goal is like you say things like you repeat mantras and things as you tap these very specific planes, and
Yeah.
the idea is that like it internalizes into your system in the same way that like the idea of hypno is like you're saying these things that aren't actually true yet, but it's how you want the situation to be, so then your subconscious catches up to it
Yeah.
and believes it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's fucking, I mean,
The science is there. I mean, it
Yeah.
does work. It's just incredible that we just know so little about like how or why it works or how to fully utilize it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
2023. It's going to be a good year. Oof.
yeah, it is.
Yay hole. Have you ever done that? You've never
I think
done
somebody asked me to do it once and I said no.
You've never been in a yay hole. I've been in an okay hole.
An okay hole?
I was like, neither here nor there. I was like, I don't think it's working.
That's where I was last week. I was in an okay.
You're like, doctor,
It's okay.
it's like an okay hole. Not really feeling much. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll put a new list together of weird, not weird, I shouldn't say weird, but exploratory therapies that we can experiment with in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I think first things first, trust falls. I want to know how the trust fall impacts my nervous system, and I think we should do it and monitor it.
When was the last time you did a trust fall?
That's a really good question.
I'm gonna guess like Girl Scouts camp or some shit like
I
that.
was never a Girl Scout
Brownie?
for about 24 hours. And I was like, you suckers. No, I'm kidding. No, I did not get into that. No, I don't know. Camp, probably camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Hey, this has been a really swell conversation. Don't you think?
I feel warm and toasty.
I feel
On the
sweaty
inside.
and like I should not be wearing a sweatshirt in front of a fireplace. All right, well, listen, guys, that was really fascinating.
Yeah, super.
Yeah, glad we got to dive deep on some things, including your K-hole.
Stop with my hole.
I can't.
We could talk about your hole too.
It's tiny.
Thanks so much for listening. If you like what you heard, please go to Apple Podcasts and give us a review. Give us a couple of stars. Give us 5 whole stars. They don't cost you anything. And you can find out more information on our website at htwpodcast.com. And you can follow us on social at Earth and Star, which is at Earth and Star Co. Thanks so much.